Single at 40 podcast. Let's go. Today's guest is Sammy Sampaga.
Oh, yes.
Welcome, Sammy.
What's up, Sammy?
So I'll get into a little bit about how we met Sammy. Sammy travels to the Philippines like we do, and he's part of the same group of guys that first took me there. He wasn't there on my first trip, but he'd been traveling with those guys for a few years. We would get into that. So we met Sammy. It was December 2023. And it was right about the time we launched Single at 40, and that's the week we had our launch party at that club that you and your buddy came to. We had a great time. So this is where it kind of gets weird. So Sammy's from the Big Island, and once I met him, we were exchanging stories, and we knew some people in common. So after that trip, I come home, and I fly over to the Big Island for business, and I walk into Starbucks with my customer over there, and what do you know? We walk in, and there's Sammy, and she's calling Sammy uncle. So that was kind of a trip. And then maybe a month later, I walk into Max's in Honolulu, and there's Sammy again. So all of a sudden, I meet this guy, and I run into him in two different islands in Hawaii, within a 6-month period. So been friends ever since. Sammy's big deal for us is he's the one that created the HI to PI tattoo. It's his design that he got on that trip in December, and then I went and got it, and then that thing kind of took on a life of its own. But anyways, that's how we know Sammy, and we see Sammy every time we go to the Philippines. He seems to be there, so always a good time. So welcome, Sammy.
Aloha.
What's going on, Sammy?
Okay. Nice to be here.
So obviously you're from the Big Island, born and raised?
Yes, born and raised on the Big Island.
So the Philippines, so obviously you're Filipino. So when was your first time ever going to the Philippines?
Well, I was supposed to go when I was young, but I didn't. I was afraid. So I went there when I was 32 years old, I think.
And that was with the guys took you?
With the crew.
So how did that end up happening?
I was invited because I ride motorcycle with some other guys, and I always wanted to go to the Philippines and meet my family. And they said, come with us. And I only read one guy, actually. And 28 of the other guys, I just met them at Wabu on Honolulu Airport. And I felt very welcome as soon as I met them the next minute.
That's exactly like my story. I knew Mikey and Albert were the only two I knew. Mm-hmm. We didn't have 28 guys. I think we had like 15, but same type of thing.
Big crew we had. I think it was one of the Clay's Memorial.
Okay.
Haumea at Orchid Inn.
So you were the young guy at the time like I was.
And that's when Hawaiian Airlines was landing.
Oh, wow.
In the Philippines. And the tickets was only $600, I think.
So how was that first trip? It had to have been just
first trip.
Mind-blowing?
I was at the airport and I got a cold sweats anxiety. I never traveled that far alone, actually, without family. But when I entered the airport, I felt like family already with them.
Yeah, good guys for sure.
And then Willie, my friend Willie, he said 3 things to remember, but I remember only 2. He said, don't fall in love and don't drink the water.
The crazy thing is, like, I had such a similar experience to you. Like, Willie's gave me the same advice, mm-hmm. But I've talked about it before on the podcast. Like, we got to the airport and these guys were all just drinking, having a good time, and like at that point I was kind of like, what did I get myself into, And obviously they're very cool guys, and like you said, they make you feel real welcome. And we all got on the plane. Unfortunately, I was sitting in the back because I was broke at the time, and I'm in economy. They're all up front. And my phone dies like right when the plane takes off. So I like sat there for 10 hours just in my own thoughts. And like how you said you had anxiety at the airport, I'm like, what am I doing? Like, why am I getting into this, And then we landed, and obviously.
Must have been more hard for you because you're a white boy, you know what I mean? Like,
100%. So, and I'd only lived in Hawaii. I'm Holly as fuck, right? Yeah. And I'd only been here, a couple years.
So we can swear in here?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Say whatever you like.
So I felt comfortable because I've been raised around Filipinos, but I don't speak Filipino. I speak fluent nothing. Main thing, the main words, yeah. So I only knew Malibu, Salamat, and Walang Anuman.
There you go. That's all you need.
Yeah. So when I landed, I was still nervous. Because now I was thinking, if something happened or I get sick, I'm millions of miles away from home. And then they said, you go first in the bus. And I look at this thing. I said, what bus? I think the thing said Waipahu yet. Yeah, I think that was Elvis' bus.
Yeah, it was an old. They made me get on first too.
And I said, bro, why I gotta go first? No, you go. They sent me first. I stood up. I walked up the bus and I took the corner right there. Like whole anxiety went away. In heaven.
There it is.
No, this is cool to talk to you about because I had the exact same experience. So me, I'm like standing there on the curb and the old bus pulls up. And Willie basically yells out, like, let the cherry boy on first. And I'm just like, okay. And as I'm walking alongside the bus, some curtains peel, and there's like 2 girls. And I'm like, there's people on the bus? Like, what the fuck? And then I got on, and obviously it was like, all right, let's go. Like, let's go.
Cool. And they told me to sit anywhere. So, us local boys, what we look for? The Filipinos that look like one Hawaiian. The Eddie kind. So, I sat anywhere because I was still ashamed. And next thing you know, Bills was passing back. And like, oh, they took a couple seats, to put a cooler. That was cool. So, by I think the second Red Horse or the second SML, I was comfortable.
Yeah, were you having a good time? Taking that 6-hour bus ride?
Oh, yeah.
Because all the traffic and whatnot?
They didn't have Skyway, and couldn't go.
Yeah, me neither. It wasn't built on my first trip either. Like, it was a legit, like, 5 or 6 hour drive.
And believe it or not, we break down.
Oh, Jesus. I didn't have that experience.
We broke down, and I don't know if it's Albert or Willie had to call, and a few small little buses came, like van buses. So we left in like 3 groups, I think, back to the hotel.
So what was that first night like once you got there? Did you guys go out?
We stuck at the swimming pool. I never know what was going on. I never asked anybody, what we doing? What is the itinerary? They said, just stay here and wait to check in. We're checking one at a time. And because I was Cherry, they kept me with them. Willie, Mike, Danny. But Mike stuck with me the whole night, and that's why I came very close to Mike.
Oh, me too. He was in the room next to me, and he took me under his wing. And I mean, he's like one of my best friends to this day. Obviously, we always travel with him, so he's like family.
So I noticed that, and the first thing he told me is, you gotta try this first." I said, "What is this?" "Drink this straw." Next thing you know, the team was flaming. I drank a straw in Crystal Palace. Then I cut wind, and Mikey was tapping my back. From that day on, that's my mentor, Mike, right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's the one that introduced us, right? Like,
Yeah.
he kept saying Sammy's going to be there, and like I traveled with so many guys that first time, and I didn't see a lot of them after that because they're all doing their thing, living their lives. Obviously, Willie and Danny Gabriel and those guys I see often, through work and whatnot. But I'm like, Sammy, did I meet him? And then I had no idea, and then he introduced us to you, and I obviously hadn't met you. Obviously, when I met you, obviously I'm like, the dude's from Hawaii. Like an old friend here when I first met, he was telling me one time, he was talking about a trip he went to like LA, and they ran into some other guys from Hawaii. He's like, you just know, like, when you see somebody, they're from Hawaii. At that point in time, I didn't know what he meant because I was new here, but it's like, as I've lived here for 15 years, it's like I can pick Hawaii people out of a crowd now, So yeah, instantly, we met you, and Mikey said you were a great guy. So, I mean, the rest of that is history, but back to your first trip. So the first night you guys went to Crystal Palace?
Crystal Palace, and then you could cut through Crystal Palace, go to Dollhouse,
Yeah.
So we stayed in Crystal Palace. I took that shot of the straw and cut wind. As soon as the thing kicked in, I went to Dollhouse, and I met more Hawaii people from other islands. And exactly what you said, you can pick the Hawaiians out from the crowd.
For sure.
The way they walk, the way they stand, the way they speak. And for example, Dollhouse, second floor, I was downstairs, and I asked the waitress, "Ate, is that Hawaiians up there?" She said, "Malaysian, I think." I said, "No, that looked like Hawaiian." She said, "How you know?" I said, "The way they wear their hat." As soon as they start to walk down, she says, "I chon shaka." The guy went chon shaka. I said, "Ate, that's Hawaiians." And come to find out, one of the guys knew me.
Oh, small world. So this last trip, you met Joey, who works with us, good friend of ours. So me and Glenn went to go, we were already in the Philippines when he landed, and we went to go pick him up, and we're waiting there at Terminal 1. And I think an LA flight just got in, so a bunch of people getting off the plane, and I just knew it wasn't the Hawaii plane yet, And then we sat there, and like all those people kind of thinned out, and then a couple guys start walking down. I'm like, the Hawaii plane's here. Joey should be here in a minute. Like, these guys are from Hawaii for sure.
When I met you guys this time, I didn't know Joey was with you guys.
Oh, okay.
I never know that was part of you guys' boys. But as soon as he started to talk, I look at him like, it's not local Filipino. I said, "Where you from?" He said, "Honolulu." I said, "Oh, me from Big Island." "Who is that?" I said, "My friend Nick." "That's where I came with." He said, I never know he was with you guys,
He's so chill and kind of just kicks back, he doesn't make a spectacle of himself at all, so.
And we became, like, I knew him, like, I feel like I know him now. Like, we talk on the phone or
Yeah, no, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
And, no, I saw you guys hit it off, but I figured you guys would. You're both local boys, and he probably felt comfortable. Because at the end of the day, like, I'm still Hallie, and Glenn's from California, too. So he saw you, and he's like, all right, one of my own, So he probably felt real comfortable hanging out with you, but you're that kind of guy. You make everybody feel comfortable and like family, so I think he had a great time with you. I was talking to him today at work, and he's had the life-changing experience that it's had for us, and I'm sure it probably had for you the first time you went. And he's telling me he's working out and he's trying to eat healthy and he wants to stack his money and go back. And I'm like, I'm glad you feel that way, dude. Like, I brought a lot of people there that didn't want to come back, actually.
That's what I told him. Just come one time with me. No, I don't like Filipino girls. I don't eat Filipino food. I said, get Japanese food, get Chinese food, get Korean food. Just come one time. All the guys I brought one time. I said, just come one time. They kept coming.
Really?
That's all it takes, one time, yeah.
That's all it takes. And same with Joey. Like, I asked him when he first started working with us, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, if he'd ever been. And he said the last time he was there was as a kid, doing family stuff. And I was telling him how I traveled there, and he had no desire. Like, he was just like, whatever, And then finally one day, about a year ago, maybe not even a year ago, he comes up to me. He's like, when's your next trip? And I was like, oh, we're gonna be down there for like New Year's, And he's like, oh, I'm going to stay here and shoot fireworks with my family. Like, I can't go on that one. I was like, well, we'll go again. I'll let you know. And then I think 3 days go by, and he comes back to me. He's like, I'm going to sell my fireworks. So I'm going to come, and I'm going to come. I was like, good decision, bro.
I think he saw our channel, probably.
Yeah. No, I think the channel got him. He saw the party and how much fun we have. So, yeah, no, Joey's a great kid. So I'm glad he had that experience, and it's like, motivated him,
And a lot of people think Philippines, spooky, scary. Yes, it is, but depends where and depends how you act and what you do, yeah? And a lot of my friends said, oh, I don't like Filipino girls. That's not my look. That's not my flavor. I said, brother, this is 2023. They're not Filipinos anymore. They're Spanish, they're Chinese, they're American. They're all mixed. Yeah. And when you look at them, pretty. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe that one is not for you. Maybe this one is.
Oh, there's so much diversity there from years of different cultures coming in and out
from
of that
Spain
country. So it's like there's a girl for everybody, whatever your type is. Like you'll find one that you like. There. I mean, so many beautiful girls, and like you said, like people. I had no knowledge of the Philippines. Obviously, Glenn and me have been friends for damn near 30 years, and he's obviously Filipino, and I knew Glenn was Filipino, and I knew Manny Pacquiao. I knew nothing about the Philippines. Like, I didn't even know it was like islands. I just thought it was like a country, in Asia. But that's one of the things with the channel we're trying to show is like the travel and the experience and the culture there. So this last trip before we met up with you, we were there for a couple of weeks, and I brought my sister, my brother-in-law, and my niece and nephew, who are twin 14-year-old boy and girl. And they were down to go when I was like, yeah, I'll take you to the Philippines. They went, and it was funny. The first day I picked them up at the airport. And my sister's telling me that like all of her friends think she's crazy to like go to this country, like it's dangerous, And throughout the trip, she was just laughing about it because like when you first get there and you see guys with guns, and like we went to our hotel and they were like checking the cars for bombs, and there's the metal detectors. So at first they're kind of like, what the fuck? But I was like the same way when I first went there, like wow, like. But after a couple of days, my sister's like, this is the best place on earth. Like I feel so safe, and I'm like, right, like. And she's got a friend who's Filipina who's never been, and her husband refuses to go. And her friend was telling her, like, well, if you take your kids there and you guys have a good time, maybe I can talk my husband. Yeah. I was like, tell him to stop being a bitch and go to the Philippines.
Especially when Duterte was in and they hear drugs. They kill the kids, they kill adults. And us Hawaiians, we like smoke bakalolo. I'm not going. But people are afraid of things, but you got to go to experience it yourself. You know what I mean?
It's like anywhere. You can find trouble and bullshit anywhere you go. Like, Waikiki's not a safe place. Like, you want to go find trouble, you can find it there tonight.
That's what I said. I said, I'd rather walk bareback down Walking Street than walking bareback in Waianae.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I don't even go to Waikiki at night. There's so much nonsense going on there. And I've never felt unsafe in the Philippines anywhere, And
especially us Americans. If we show respect, they will respect. And knowing that we have an American embassy, and I know we have a lot of power ourselves.
They're an ally of our country. Yeah. There's no doubt.
So everywhere you go, going to be dangerous. Just walking out of this room might be dangerous, but you never know until you try. Yeah.
Even during the Duterte years, that's kind of like when we started going.
Yeah.
And obviously he wasn't a huge asset to the United States like Bong Bong is now, but I never felt any difference in safety or whatever. I mean, I know he was doing his thing, and but the country, as for tourism and as for foreigners, like they love foreigners there. Like tourism's great. Like I've never had a bad experience.
I love it. I don't know if I look full Filipino to you guys, but out of my siblings, my mom kept me with my Filipino side, my dad's side, because I was a black sheep. And I'm glad they did, because my grandparents owned a Filipino restaurant on the Big Island called Val's Inn. It was a bar and restaurant. So for my brothers and sister, they don't eat Filipino food. I brought up eating Filipino food. And when I got to the Philippines, it was authentic, though, different from our cooking here. And I eat anything. Like, for example, the only thing I don't eat from a cow is the moo. I eat anything else. So my friends on the streets, like Danny, guys, hey, Sammy, no eat the street food, bro. You get sick. I said, I love it, though. He said, but it's different. I ate them. Then Uncle Eddie said, no, eat them. I eat the crab. I eat them. 3 days later, 3 days sick, fever, throw up, diarrhea. It was real. I couldn't handle. But now from going a lot, I can handle. My stomach get worms.
Oh, that's awesome.
I can handle now.
You adjusted.
Still the water, I can handle the water, yeah. Not just drinking the water. Like, I was at Scorebirds. Not saying nothing bad about Scorebirds, but I was wondering, why I keep getting sick? I'm not drinking the water, even the service water. I was putting the toothbrush under the sink and rubbing my teeth. That's how I got sick. And
well, yeah, there's bacteria in the water that we're not used to, that those people are used to that live there, right? So, yeah, I mean, any of the hotels, it doesn't matter which one you're at. Nothing against Scorebirds, obviously. That's a great little place. So, on your first trip, how long were you there? A couple weeks, 10 days?
No, the gang used to go only like 9 nights. 9 nights. That 9 nights went so fast, I had to come back before the other boys came back. So, I had to. You're going to get adjusted. You're going to get addicted. You're going to get happy.
That's usually what we go for like 10 or 11 days and then come back. That's our schedule usually. So after you got back, after that first trip, like what was your mindset? Like, I got to go back?
You got to go back. You got to go. I got to. And you know what? From the whole bunch, I don't have money. But I claim it. I pray on it. You get money. You find how, you know what I mean? You hustle. And if you can hustle for that, you can hustle for anything. But yeah, I've been going by myself now. Before I've been afraid to go on a long trip. But like I said, that area will give you happiness and will bring you back.
How many times did you end up traveling with like that group again?
That group, from 2008, I think, all the way to 16 or 17, I think. Maybe 2017, I think, the last time I went with some other. It wasn't big as that time.
Yeah, so the first time I went with them, I want to say it was 2014. And then I didn't go back for like 2 years until Glenn, decided to join me. And then we went back with another group. Mm-hmm. I mean, a bunch of the guys, a few different than the first time. But then, it always seems to be like somebody from that group there. Like every time I go, like guys are always going in and out. And now obviously Mikey always goes with us. And like sometimes Albert's with us depending on what his schedule's like.
Yeah, there was the kind of main 2 guys from that first group to Albert and Mikey.
So at what point did you start traveling there by yourself?
When I met family. When I met family in Ilocos and San Fernando, I felt like when I go there, at least I get somebody to turn to if I feel deep down, if I stay on longer stay. And I became very close friends to the bouncers, waitresses, the street people. Became really friends, and you learn to who you can trust. Yeah, keep your circle small, but still watch your back.
Yeah, like anywhere, right?
Like how I got scammed.
Yeah. We can get into that later if you want.
Yeah, because that's important for our local people. Like we love and we take it. People take advantage of us, but we don't see that until it happens to you, and then you realize, wow, I never thought this was real.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're one of those people like us, and I think that's why we get along. You give without expectation, right? And even before we met you, like you just mentioned how you know all the people that are around walking. Like, you see us, we're friends with all the bouncers and the guys selling stuff on the street and all that stuff. So it's that similar mindset. And I mean, I got taught that by that first group that I went out with. I remember Albert just telling me, like, just be good to people and they'll be good to you and you'll have a great time.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's not shocking advice. It should just be known, but, not a lot of people live like that. So that was part of the reasons why we started the channel is, I don't know how much you watch YouTube, but we started watching a lot of YouTube during the pandemic, like when we couldn't go. And we would get on there and search things and search, Angeles City and Walking Street and Boracay and all these places we like to go. And then don't get me wrong, there's a lot of guys making good content over there, but a lot of it, like in the Walking Street, Angeles area, was negative.
Yeah.
Just negative about the girls, negative about the people, negative about the Philippines. And so our motivator was like, we love going there. It's so positive for us. Like we want to show a positive side of it and shade positive light on it.
Yeah.
And
Because there's always two sides of something.
Yeah. And so that's like what we decided to do is like we're going to show our Philippines, like our adventure there and like what we do and show the positive side of it. So that's like kind of what we strive for. And that's like one reason we wanted to grab you on the podcast because obviously you share those, those beliefs and thoughts that we do.
And you know what? People say, oh, but it's this, prostitution, this. I say, you know what? The struggle is real. Some of these girls come from their province, lie to their parents, watch their kids so they could send money back to their parents and the child. It's real.
No, for sure.
They'll do anything to save their mom and dad and the babies and whoever's in the province. And I notice when they feed all. You know what I mean? Like people say, there's some liars here and there, but most of them send the money back home, and I see them.
Oh, of course.
And it's hard. And if you ask the girls in the bars or the streets, where you from? Most of them is from Visaya, Samar, Leyte, the pretty ones too. And that's where the typhoons hit. That's why they get out of there. Come Pampanga, a cousin bring them, or a friend bring them, family member bring them. And some of them don't even know what they're going to do, where they're going to work. But they make it happen.
No, they do. And that's where, like, and I didn't realize this till I started traveling to other countries, like how lucky we are to be born here, be born in America, and just the opportunities you have. Because in a place like that, like if you're not born into the right family or the right class, you don't have any opportunity. Like,
Yes.
I've got to know girls and guys, people over there, and just to get like a job, the level of paperwork that you need, like if you're born extremely poor, you don't ever have a chance to even get that paperwork. So you don't have a chance to get like a legit job, if you will. So it's like
Some of them you got to get like 2 years college to even work in the mall, certain jobs. Yeah.
excuse me, like, to work at Jollibee, you got to have a college degree.
It's crazy.
So it's like a lot of these people don't have an opportunity. Like you said, the struggle's real. So they do what they got to do to support and help their family. So
That's why I ask them, why don't you be on waitress at the hotel instead of waitress in the bar? They can't get the hotel job. Bar easy, they're going to hire them right off the bat.
yeah,
And they lie about the age too, someone, but that's the life.
it's the best opportunity a lot of them have.
And I'm going to be honest with you, what kept me from coming back, like I stayed always longer than the guys. Not to turn the page on this, but you know Kevin from Orchid Inn?
I don't know him personally,
So-
but I know he's close with those guys because they always stay there.
So we go Scorebirds after Scorebirds was built and was established. But when we was going to Orchid Inn, I overheard someone say, hey, you want to go see the kids? And I was listening, and my passion before girls is helping children from a little boy. And I overheard it, and I said, what is that? They said, oh, we're going to the orphanage. I said, can I go? Kevin heard it. You come. Next morning, I jumped in a van. I was shocked. We drove up above Walking Street, a couple streets up. There was the orphanage. They was pumping water out of one well. And I look at all these kids. The first one I met was 6 weeks old. This girl, I hold her in my hand, and a boy. And just what you said, they don't have paperwork. Don't even have one birth certificate. They don't know who the parents. So one child, I wanted to adopt him so bad. I watch him grow up. One is 8 years old and one is 20 years old, 23,
Wow.
I think.
Wow.
She never left the orphanage. As long as over 18 and you go college, the orphanage still keep you there. So I still been visiting him. I still help. I think remember Uncle Mel?
Yeah.
The fireman?
Yeah.
Uncle Mel came with me to the orphanage, and we overheard them say, we need to find land because they're renting, and we need to build an orphanage. I was giving bits of money, as much as I could, to buy hollow tile, me and my son. And we brought the hollow tile there, and slowly they built it on a rice field in Mabalacat. And now that's where the new orphanage is. And
you're still connected with
I
that
still-
place
yeah.
because I remember when we first met you, I think you were over there doing a bunch of work.
so all the clothes they wear is from me. I go down Starbucks. You know where you met me at Starbucks? That's one of the reasons I go Starbucks. I sit there, do my paperwork. People know I'm there. They bring garbage bags in their car, all clothes. Sammy, I got a bag. Okay, I come out. I tell them, just no give me underwears. Even if it's brand new, I don't give under. I don't know why. No bras, no panties, no babies. Give me clothes. So I get from children to adult clothes, and then I get one room in my house. I dump it all out. We scatter them. And me, a couple girls on my board, we go through them. Size 3, and then we wash it again. And I put them in balikbayan boxes, and then I send them out to Philippines. And then one of my friends pick it up for me, bring them to the orphanage.
That's awesome, man. I think when we met you, you guys were building a kitchen or something over
The kitchen,
there.
we put a new kitchen, because there was using the table, wooden tables, and cutting vegetables and meat on the table and shooting water. The bacteria soak in the wood, all spongy, and you can smell the meat and all the bacteria. So we got making stainless tables up there, easy to scrub and wash down. Yeah, so I've been connected with them till today.
So that's one of your passions over there.
I love helping, and just looking on child's eyes, you know, that needy, that not greedy, but the needy, like, help, uncle, take me home. That kills me every time I leave there.
I can imagine, bro.
So that's one of my passions, to help the people, the children in Philippines. Not because I'm Filipino, but just my passion with helping.
Well, it's good to give back, right? Because like obviously the Philippines has given us so much, and it's like it's your way of giving back. That's really cool. Next time you're over there and we're over there, you got to take us.
Yeah, go take you guys
see
there.
what we can do to help, because it sounds like a cool fucking thing to do for sure. So you go and visit the orphanage pretty much every time you're over there.
This past time I didn't, because I just never have that. To me, to bring hakaka when you feel there with hakaka in you. I never feel good. I had something going on up there, but this next time I will be there for them.
So how often do you go back? Like, you seem to be over there a lot.
Like 4 times a year. And the stay's getting longer. The stay's is like 3 months. This one is 3 months, because I had to finish some things I'm working on right now. And yeah, I just love it. Just as soon as you land, it's showtime. Like,
that feeling's the best when you get off the plane there.
Your testosterone level is high. Your girl's estrogen is high, and then just joke. But
no, it's a different feeling, and that's what on the channel. That's what we're trying to promote people to step outside the box and do stuff like travel, wherever that people want to go. Just do something like that, because it can be so life changing, you know.
And you see so much talent, yeah. You see the talent, and you know what? Everything, like pool, singing, amazing. I can't imagine, like, you put some of these girls sound like Whitney Houston. You close your eyes, they could go far in life, yeah, be successful in what they do, but they cannot go move on to abroad, or hard time get people work, like you said. Talented Filipinos.
No, definitely. And something one of our long-term goals with our channel is, now in today's world with the internet and social media and content creation, you have an option to do that where, 10, 15 years ago, you had to get discovered, right? Where now anybody that has a phone, an internet connection, can post their talent on the internet. And one thing we want to eventually get together is like kind of like a nonprofit, I guess, but help people figure out how to get monetized on these different websites. One of the struggles we'll be up against is paperwork, because you're going to have a bank account, right? If you're going to get paid by YouTube, who will pay you in the Philippines, or Facebook, or any of these big tech companies, you have to have a bank account. So that will be one of the struggles once we get going. But we want to help for anyone from, the girls that dance to the people that sing to whatever talent they have, to get on these formats and show their talent.
Yeah. And for example, like this kid on the street was singing, young boy, and this was a long time ago. I heard him singing, and I was watching him. Oh, cool, you can sing. He go, but he talked to me in his Filipino accent, but as soon as he starts singing, there's no accent. Yeah, like wow, this kid could go far. For example, like Usher looked into Justin Bieber or whatever. If it wasn't for somebody else, they couldn't go far. I would think like somebody should.
Isn't Glenn? Isn't it the Journey guy, the guy that sings for Journey now? He's a Filipino, who replaced their singer that passed away. I mean, he sounds just like the dude, and I'm sure he has an accent. But
everyone there sings karaoke. Right?
Yeah,
so it's like they're at a young age, everyone's singing.
Amazing. You could put together an unreal group with this. The women and men can sing.
And even the dance, we have a video, we sponsored like a breakdancing b-boy type of competition, and one of the barn guys close is actually Red set it up. He's all into that dance scene, right? And he set it up, and the barn guy where he lives, which I don't know, it's kind of like Daoud, kind of down the road. I forget the name of the barn guy, but it's like a 15-minute drive from Walking Street, and we did a whole video, and it was badass watching these. I mean, there was kids in it from like 7 years old up into adults, and just the whole culture of it. Like, it was like a battle, like a dance battle with like winners and whatnot, but their sportsmanship and like just they all respected each other, and it was awesome to see, and we made a pretty cool video out of it. But we want to do more things like that, to showcase people's talent, because you hit it on the head. There's a lot of people with talent there.
Filipinos is amazing. And like Dau, when you say going down to Dau, I live Mabalacat, so when you're going to Dau, you see businesses two sides of the street, and I've been stopping at areas, unreal talent in anything, like stainless steel. I watch these guys weld. Oh, so I bought a few stuffs back to Hawaii, and people say, wow, how you got that? Where you got that from? Philippines. This guy has no money. He started off nothing. Now he in the business 13 years.
Wow.
And most of the stuff I buy is from him. I make manifolds for 48 carburetors, and I bring it back here, and people are like, wow, where did you get that from? Philippines.
And it's probably cheap as hell compared to if you ordered one here.
Oh, yeah. So I made a mini bar in my house with all the things that he made.
Oh, wow.
It looked like walking street inside my house.
And you're shipping that sidecar back,
oh, yeah.
too.
So that sidecar, we have a handicapped adult. He's an adult, but just like a child. Yeah. So his dream is to have the race bike one we said.
Yeah.
So that sidecar takes him in that sidecar with the bike to the end of the track to pick up that race bike that someone's going to race back to the tent. And we've been working on this project for a while. And I did some research in Pampanga, and I found one of the top award building racer is right in Angeles.
Wow.
So Philippines have 7,000 islands, right? I said, I got to find the fastest builder. Come to find out, he's only like 3 miles away from where I was looking. So I found him. His name is Mike. Mike works. I met him in person. I told him what we wanted. The bike is done, but it's so expensive to ship here. Remember I was asking you? So we went with a shipping company. It was expensive. So we found out an easier way through DHL or through our suitcases. But I go up alone now. So I bring them back slowly. If I had more local boys, I could bring back. I wish I asked you guys the last time. I was all in my house. So it's in my hotel room right now, the chassis. And we got to bring the other pieces back when I go back next month. So we're trying to get them for the August show to show people in Hawaii what we built. So I have the only sidecar right now in Hawaii on Tuk Tuk. And I think over here, Willie or Albert has one.
Albert has one, yeah. He has a full-on trike.
So I got a full-on one at home right now. And I put it in the parades. And I lost the, not lost the contract, but when the thing landed in Honolulu, they said I couldn't take it back to Hawaii because it's, I never come to DOT. So I asked Willie, what I got to do? He said it's a culture item. People can come to your house and see them, Filipinos. And we won the case, and I brought it home. And I ride in the Christmas parades and stuff, and all the Filipinos, they're shocked. The old Filipinos, they can't catch plane anymore. They can't go home. Yeah. So they come look at it, bring back memories. And I put an empty chicken box on the top, and I go close around.
That's pretty cool.
And then we put the single at 40, actually, HI2PI song. So the Jollibee has the hat, but instead of the hat, we put the shaka.
Yeah, no, that was a cool design. And his mouth says aloha.
Yeah, so I bought vinyl. Vinyl is cheap up there. Like, for upholstery people, you go to the upholstery shop. How much is that? 100 peso. How much? 3 yards. Huh? So I buy a lot. I brought them home. I'm now an artist, so I called what's it? Aaron.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah.
So he can help me sketch some stuff, and I cut them out on my vinyl. And then I cut the HI2PI, and then he helped me with the Jollibee face.
Oh, perfect. So he has the artwork.
No, I just made it at home. He didn't draw on my vinyl, and I cut them out. I took the 3 pieces and sew them at the upholstery shop, and then they put it on the roof of the sidecar.
So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. With that picture you sent me, I'll get with Aaron and our guy Adrian, our T-shirt salesman. We'll put that on a T-shirt.
Nice edit,
and we'll pass it out all over Walking Street.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah, so next, well, you're going to go back before we go back, but by June we'll have that shirt all over Walking Street.
Right on.
That'll be cool.
You know what is my dream from going back and forth to the Philippines? We don't have one Jollibee in Hawaii. Island. You guys have 3 here, yeah?
Yeah. They just pulled on Maui.
Yeah. I told everybody, if had one Jollibee, one is all need in Hawaii, on the bill, that would make money.
No, it totally would. There's Filipinos all over Hawaii.
It's like when Wendy's, McDonald's, all in one.
Oh, yeah. And it's like not just Filipino people love it. Everyone likes Jollibee once they try it,
Yep.
you know?
And it would be so easy to get employees. The Filipinos would love to. Right?
The crazy thing about Jollibee, like, I looked at the franchise, like, requirements. It's like opening McDonald's. Like, you got to be, like, liquid $1 million.
Yes,
like, it's a legit, operation. And you got to be pretty much in that industry and have a bunch of money to do one. But not saying somebody won't in Hilo, but eventually I think they probably will.
Yeah. That's what we need in Hilo, Jollibee.
Oh, it would hit, man. It would hit for sure.
Me and my friend Kala always say that. Kala? He owns Sin City Piercing. He's in Vegas now. 808 Mods. We always say that. I took him to Philippines, his first trip. Fell in love. The girl fell in love so much that going back to the airport, she was holding to his ankles. She was dragging her, or kidding. She was holding his legs, and security had to pull him apart. But she fell in love deep.
So they have Jollibee in California, and crazy. My first taste of Jollibee, that was probably the third thing I knew about the Philippines back when I knew nothing but Glenn and Manny Pacquiao. I worked with a bunch of Filipino guys in a warehouse in the Bay Area, in California, and we used to go out to lunch. We had like an hour lunch break on that job, so we would always go together to go eat food. And like one day they took me there, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I ate the spaghetti and like a hot dog. And I told Glenn about it. I'm like, yeah, I had that Manila spaghetti. And he was all tripped out because he's like, they got Jollibee up there? Like, he was living in LA at the time. And I was like, yeah, that place is fucking bomb, And I never saw or heard about it again until I came to Hawaii. And then.
So what is your favorite meal?
Honestly, I love the Jolly hot dog. Like that.
Yeah.
And they don't sell that here in Hawaii at the ones here. Like, and they don't, the burger's different too. The Yum Burger there is really good. I'm not a big fried chicken guy. I mean, I'll eat it, but it's nothing I ever like order for myself. So I love the basic Yum Burger and the Jolly hot dog, and I like the spaghetti.
The sauce in the Yum Burger. That's what I like.
Yeah. And
now they get the big one, eh?
Well, here they call it like an Aloha Burger, and there's a pineapple on it. And I think they have a Yum Burger, but it don't taste the same.
So I ordered 1 Yum Burger, spaghetti, and a chicken. That 3 things right there.
Oh, yeah.
And iced tea.
Mine's like 2 Yum Burgers and 2 Jolly hot dogs and the spaghetti. That's my go-to order.
And sometimes I call it a grab. I'm so lazy, walk across the street. Grab Yum from across the street.
Just brings it right down.
So I got one on bike now in the Philippines, and the best way to find out businesses and stores, get lost.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I bought a PCX, Honda PCX. The thing moved on 160. And I just take them. You meet so much different places, so much businesses that we don't know. People just know MacArthur and Walking Street. But between all that Mountain View and Clark area and Mahabalaka, there's a lot of places we miss.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
There really is.
You been up to Koreatown lately?
Yeah. You know who took me around the city? You know the barber Jeff?
Oh, some good guy.
Yeah, so got to know him obviously from those guys like Albert, and then went over there to get haircuts, and I met him. Yeah, so I always stop in and see him and get a haircut. And he had bought a trike, and one time he's like, "You ever want to go for like a tour of the city? Like, I'll take you." And so I think it was last year. Like I set it up with him, and everybody else was all sleeping in. And so he actually brought his like 18-year-old son, and they had he brought his car. It's like a Jeep. And dude, that guy drove me all over the city. He took me into Clark. Like I spent like 3 or 4 hours, but it was an awesome tour because it was like shit I'd never seen.
That's his part-time job too. You know that?
Yeah. And like he took me all around, and then like refused to take money from me. Like I'm like, at least let me pay for the gas. He's like, no. Like nicest guy ever.
And he only charged like $150 in haircut. I told him that haircut you gave me and clean, that's $60
right
in Hilo.
Right.
He said, huh? So you know that wall buzzers? That's from me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He told what? So I bring him up some stuff. Yeah.
Nice. He just moved to his own little shop.
I love it. Yeah. He deserve it because I always ask him, why don't get out of here, bro? Open your own. You gonna do good. Someday. I'm glad he made that step.
No, he definitely did. Well, next trip we're gonna go in there and
he good, man.
Do a podcast with him while he cuts my hair.
But you know what we should do? I always think far. We should tell him, stay outside, and we fucking bling that place up.
No,
the walls.
Definitely.
Because that's what I do. I sit on the chair. I look at his chair. He get that old barber chair. My brother was a tattoo artist, so I know that chair. I look at him. we could bring that chair, bring it back, polish, redo the
Upholstery,
rippers.
yeah.
I can go to upholstery guy in Philippines.
Yeah, it's probably cheap.
I was thinking, I bring that chair, paint the walls, put a new mirror.
Oh, dude, I'm in. Let's do it. Like,
'Cause I sit there, and sometimes I get 4 or 5 people. I wait. I make friends, because a lot of Americans there. And I keep looking around. I see my bracelets, that's the Love Strong, Never Give Up bracelets I give him. He keep it. And I look, I could make this place nice. I get that design mode.
no, let's do it. I'll finance it. Like that guy has been so good to me. Like,
and too cheap. I mean, but that's Philippines. But
I always pay him like what you.
Me too. I give him way more than what
I give him I give him 1,000 pesos every time.
And
just
then I
like,
dye my hair too. I dye them.
And he always is like so grateful. I'm like, dude, I paid twice that in Hawaii. Like, don't even worry about it. But I'm down for that project. You know, we can film it, make for a great video, and I would love to help that guy out.
And I'm glad he took one of the ladies with him. The lady do the nails.
Yeah,
because that's some good combination. Cut hair, and the wife can be doing nails. If somebody bring their wife.
That's the best thing that's going to come out of this podcast. Let's do it.
Yeah,
I'm in.
I'm glad. Even his sign, that sign on the road. I said we got to get something. Well, people know now, but he's established. But you got to put a better sign on the road. That Jeff's.
No, for sure. He's got a huge customer base, like you said. Tons of expats go to him that live over there. I mean, every time I'm in there, there's people coming and going. You know.
And even if he get 4 or 5 people waiting, and somebody open a sliding door, he'll tell them half an hour, or 1 hour.
Yeah.
He don't want to lose his guy, but he's a good guy, real good guy. Yeah, I know him from 2008.
Your first trip, probably, right? They walked you in
He
there.
cut my hair, and I kept going. Even if I'm not ready for a haircut, he still clean me up. I rather just, keep him neat.
And he's got the craziest memory. Like, he knows everybody. Like, every time
By
I'm in
name,
there, he'll bring up, like, another Hawaii guy. Oh, you know this guy, you know that guy. It's like, that fucking guy knows everybody.
And he do my eyebrows, he do everything, man. He clean my face. That guy's unreal.
So, yeah, if you're watching this podcast and you're in Angeles on Walking Street and you need a haircut, go see Jeff. Ask anybody on the street where Jeff is, and they'll point you in his direction. But he's down kind of close to the McDonald's side now, on the left-hand side away from McDonald's. There's like, I don't know, like a little entrance to a bunch of shops, and he's right on the inside of it. But just keep your eye open for a barbershop, or ask somebody, where's Jeff's barbershop at?
You want old barber sign it, and you want money exchange right in the front.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that guy. He'll give you advice. He'll talk to you. He's a good guy.
Good area. And good, because you have tourists or residents and they don't want money. Where's the money exchange? Right there.
Yeah,
next to
yeah.
the shop.
And they used to sell all the like stuff out of their other business, you know, like the cup noodles and all that stuff to girls just coming in and out buying, you know, food and water and whatnot. No, he's a hustler, man. And then he does the trike on the side, and the guy works hard.
I already got rid of one of his bikes just now because it needed money or something like that.
Well, he's telling me with the new shop, it's a big nut to crack every month. I think his rent, he said, was like 20,000 pesos. So that's a lot of haircuts.
400, no?
Yeah. So that's a lot of, and when you're charging $200, you know, dollars or 200 pesos a haircut, like, it's a lot of goddamn haircuts, you know.
And you know he's a hustler because he don't turn down nobody. Like, come back tomorrow. No, come back. You wait 1 hour.
So our next project kind of goes into that. We notice a lot of the comments, not only on our stuff, but other vloggers that we're friends with over there. You have this big group of guys that have been there and been traveling there for years, and they've all gotten super negative on the place because it's not what it once was, right? And obviously the pandemic was a big cause of that. And a lot of people like to talk about the Korean takeover, which, whatever. I mean, I'm glad there's at least people there opening bars, Koreans or white or whoever the hell they are. I'm just glad there's somebody. So I don't really attack the Koreans for opening businesses there. But all these comments is guys just talk about how it's dead and the place sucks and go to Thailand and, you know, it's no longer cool. Which I understand that it's changed, right? And it's not what it was when we all first started going there. But the pandemic was a huge part of that, in my opinion. But the way we bring it back is by all of us going. And all these people that say it's not cool anymore, if we all go, we'll bring it back. So we're going to start Make Walking Street Great Again, kind of like the whole Make America Great thing. So we're going to design some T-shirts, and we're actually going to do a podcast probably in a couple weeks just talking about this. So I'll get you one of the T-shirts. But
okay. And I noticed plenty of people get mad at the bloggers. Why? They don't want to train people around. if you don't belong there, don't go there. If you don't want to be on the
Well, yeah,
film.
and it's like I said, everyone's just talking about how it sucks now, and it used to be great, and it's like, well, the reason it's struggling is people aren't going. The simple fix to that is go. Go spend the money and go invest your time there, and it will become back to where it was. And the Korean thing, it's whatever, but you have like the Wolfpack group and you have the Dollhouse group, both non-Koreans. The Wolfpack group's owned by a bunch of guys from all over the world, and their bars are Avalon, Carousel, XS, I think it is. They own like 9 bars, and then obviously Derek's Dollhouse group, has Atlantis and Dollhouse and all that. So it's not completely Korean, as some of these guys like to complain. So the only solution to making it what it once was to go and to get more guys to go there, and it will come back to the way it once was. And I don't understand the argument, because if you want to go there and be in a crowded bar with a bunch of dudes, okay. Like, I kind of like walking in when it's just 25 girls and just us 6. It's better. But I don't know what these guys are looking for. The amount of girls working there hasn't changed. I mean, I know like some of the bars don't carry as much as employees as they used to because they don't have the clientele. But the simple fix of that is for people to just go. So that's something we want to start promoting, is like people go back and they compare it to Thailand. I don't know if you've ever been to Thailand.
Never been to Thailand. But
we've been over there a couple times. Don't get me wrong. It's awesome. We like going there too, but it's different. It's a totally different game, a totally different environment. They're both unique, So Thailand's a good time, but it's a different time. So to compare them and say Pattayaa's walking street's better, it's not fair, because it's like apples and oranges, right? It's like comparing Hilo to Honolulu. Like, oh, I like Honolulu better. It's like, well, for what? Like, they both have a beach, like they both have good food, but if you like the city life versus the country life, they're just different,
Pattaya. So
yeah. So that's one thing we definitely need to combat, and it's just going to help the local economy if people start going back and like, let's make it great again.
You been there a lot though, Thailand?
We've been there twice. A
lot of my Hawaii friends goes, but he said the hardest thing is communication.
Exactly.
Even by hand, you still get hard.
Yeah, that's one reason the Philippines is so great, and why Westerners that speak English should go there, is because of the level of English is spoken. Like everybody there knows English, or at least a little bit of it.
Yes.
And anybody that works in the tourist industry or the bars or whatnot, they speak English, so it's a lot more smooth. Where Thailand, it's like they have a different alphabet, right? It's not like A, B, C, D. So like you're looking at signs and I don't know what the hell that means. It's a whole different game. But it's a lot of fun. I'm not going to shit on Thailand. It's great, but to compare the two of them, it's not comparable. They're just two different things,
And now Philippines' first language is English, right? Now going to school, that's what they say.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
So now these new girls are coming up to Walking Street, they're 18, 19, 20, they should be talking good English anyway.
No, definitely. But yeah, no, I recommend Thailand to anybody, but I also recommend the Philippines. I think people should go to both and see the difference, but we're obviously all more comfortable in the Philippines for a lot of reasons, and I just hope people start going, and then they can literally make it what it once was, if that's the problem, that it's not crowded. But it doesn't make sense to me.
So they kept the vendors outside now, yeah? They cannot pretty much be on the streets.
Yeah, they got rid of the street vendors.
But you see the Muslims, they walk with the thing in their hand, not the whole tray now, and they ask you. One of the boys, his name is Totoy. You know who's that? One Muslim boy, he always was there. I met him when he was a little boy.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. He's my homie. Yeah,
Totoy.
Yeah,
He's quiet. He had 7 children now.
Wow.
7 children, and I said, "Oh, you was taking your own supply." But when I met him, he never had slippers. Long time, he was sitting on the sidewalk, and I was eating something on the side. He said, "You want?" He said, it was pork, so I knew he could eat it, Muslim.
Yeah.
So I bought his plate, and I bought him a pair of slippers. From that day on, he came real close to me, and he always checked on me in Hawaii, how I doing. I always bring him gifts. All his hats is from me too. For some reason, they all like hats.
No, they all love Hawaii.
Yeah, as long as they're Hawaii, they take them from me.
Yeah, definitely. No, there's a weird Hawaii connection with that whole neighborhood. I don't know if it's from that group of guys, probably, but
not really. Like every place I went, like Ilocos, Pangasinan, I hear this over and over. Like they go Malaysian, Japanese, Chinese, Korean, Black, Filipino, Hawaiian, same. They go like that. They appreciate us because we same cultures. Like
yeah, I know a lot of similarities between the two. Definitely.
The food too, or like was at somewhere and had a goat, and everybody, no touch goat. I grabbed the goat with him. And he look at me, same.
Same.
And I notice, well, when we eat at a restaurant or somewhere, I notice the Hawaii boys, we always tip. A lot of people don't really tip.
Well, a lot of foreigners don't, for sure.
I watch, wow, like these Japanese, I'm not putting them down, but they slap the girl's ass, and we all do that too, but not in public in the restaurant, and no tipper at all. I felt bad, so yeah, I'm not the guy, the rich guy, but I go back and give her something because I feel for her.
I love going into a restaurant and tipping for everyone.
Yeah,
because a lot of people don't,
And you see the waitress, they make like the dancers make 400, I think. Waitress make 100 peso a night. So
it's crazy.
If they don't get a tip, they're not getting really anything. That's what, $2.
Well, that's why. I mean, essentially, that's why we do the whole money rain thing. And you've been out with us, so you know how we do it. Like everyone, from the waitresses to everybody working there, we make sure get some because
even the bouncers I see diving.
Oh yeah, everybody's jumping because the salary's so low, and like we have a video where we break down the mathematics of it, and it's like if we do a good money rain party, like they can double their nightly salary, and that's great, for all of them. So we totally enjoy it,
That's what 8 to 10 hours making $2. Oh.
It's crazy.
Go home, sleep in a hot room during the day with a blowing hot fan.
No, they got to sell the drinks, right? Because they get they get a commission off of that, and there's different stories and different vlogs where guys get all pissed because their bar tab goes up too high because they don't understand that the girls' drinks scale. Like if you just go in there and have a beer, it's like whatever 100 pesos, but if you buy a girl drink, it's like 300 to 400 because the bar gets their cut, the girl gets her cut, And people get pissed like they're getting scammed, and it's like, you're not getting scammed. You just don't know the fucking rules,
Stay home if you.
Yeah.
Buy beer and go home.
Glenn says that at the end of one of our videos, like, if you can't figure this out, like, maybe you should just sit this one out and just not go, But the more money you spend and the better time it creates just a better environment because they're all there to show you a good time, but they're also there to make money, So it's like you got to spread the wealth, and it's like. You see, I was watching a vlog the other day, and this guy's trying to go to some dangerous neighborhood in Manila, and big-time vlogger. And he goes up to the trike and asks the guy, will you give me a ride to this neighborhood? And the guy's like, yeah. And he's like, 500 pesos. And this guy literally whittles him down to 400. And I'm just like, you piece of shit. Like, we're talking about $1 here. Like,
I know.
I don't know if he was doing it for the sake of the video or, like, it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like $1? Like you want 400 pesos for this fucking guy to give you a ride to this notorious bad neighborhood? Like get the fuck out of here. But
sad. I wonder if I ask you, what is the kind's name? The blogger now that he looks Japanese, always with you guys. I always call him Kirk because he reminds me of my friend. He stayed downstairs of
Adrian.
Adrian,
yeah.
I knew him long time.
No, totally.
Well, look at him, he'd step it up, man. He's out there, you know what I mean? Before he used to just stand with his shirts in his hand. You want to buy shit? But now he's out there asking people questions and videotaping. I like that.
No, it's funny because I literally met him on my very first trip. He was set up at Dollhouse during the day selling T-shirts. And I wanted to get some souvenirs. My first time there, I wanted to get like a Red Horse T-shirt and all that cool stuff. So I sat there with him for like, a few minutes and, he, sized me up and showed me everything he had. I think I bought like 5 or 6 T-shirts and then, gave him like a tip on top of it. And he remembered me. The next time I walked down the street on my next trip, which was like 2 years later, he remembered my name and called me over and like bought a couple more T-shirts from him. And then every time I went, like I'd go buy some shirts from him and talk to him. And then the pandemic happened, right? And so we didn't go for, how many years was it?
2 years.
2 years? We didn't go.
Over 2 years.
It's fiending, eh?
So the next time we go after the 2-year break, I essentially kind of forgot about him because it'd been so long. And like I was walking, we were staying at Fields Hotel, and I was walking back from the Money Changer down the road a ways. And it was early in the morning, and nobody was out. It was like 7:30, 8 o'clock.
That's when he come out early in the morning.
Yeah, and then I'm walking, and it's our first trip back, and I'm walking down the street, and I hear this Nick. I turn, it's fucking Adrian. I hadn't seen the guy in 2 years, and he remembered me. So I go and I start talking to him, buy some stuff from him. And then the next trip is like when we started, or not the next trip, I think it was two trips later. That's when we started the channel. And so I started talking to him about it. And next thing you know, he's like, well, I got a channel and I'm friends with this vlogger and I'm friends with this vlogger. And then two of them stopped by. And then I met, one of the guys, Chubbs, that we did a podcast with, is a super cool guy. At the time we had like 50 subscriptions. And like, he literally like put the camera on me, was like, hey, this is Nick from Single 40. Check out his page. And like instantly we got like a couple more hundred subs just from his help. But it was all because of Adrian. So,
See that?
Yeah. And this last trip we were on, we did 3 podcasts with all people that Adrian introduced me to. The guy is one of the best people I've ever met.
And he get good memory.
Hey, Sammy, come here.
I said, yes.
Nick's coming on this date.
Oh, he knew exactly when you guys come.
Yeah, I'm with him I got him on WhatsApp now on the phone. So like I chat with him. He knows when we're coming, and he'll design, like when we get your Jollibee logo shirt, I'll have him make it.
Oh, nice.
Like he's got all the connections for that, and he designs all the t-shirts for Single at 40, and a lot of these things he designs for us. So yeah, no, it's to help him out. He makes money, and then he's got his own channel, so we had shirts made for that. And he's part of the entourage now. He goes out with us at night and
see that.
parties. Like
love it.
He's great, man.
So back then, the bloggers didn't have too much. Like,
It sounds like his mic went out.
yeah, it sounded like test 1 2, test. Yeah, sound.
You're
quiet.
back.
Quiet. No, sound quiet in here.
There you go.
Hello,
it's back.
test, they're
It's
back.
back.
Okay.
So I don't know if you guys follow this guy. It was they said he was poor, skinny Filipino with blonde hair. Very famous on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. He's a blogger in Philippines. Now he's rich. He always throwing his money on the bed, and he opened a barbershop for his dad. So there's potential in blogging, eh? But
No, there is. There's a bunch.
Yeah.
It's a gold rush right now, Sammy.
so I was talking to Glenn. My thing wasn't about. I always making videos and talking, and people say, "Hey, that's the blogger." I don't know what the hell is a blogger. Who's a blogger? They just God gave me a gift for gab for shut up.
No, you're a performer, no doubt.
I never was shamed. That's what, like going back to our friend Billy Canoe.
Yeah.
That's why me and him clicked. Our mayor before he passed away, but I named my canoe Holly after him because he taught me things that no one else did, and I taught him things that no one else did. And he told me 2 words, and I said, "Yeah, you know what the 2 words was? You can be real successful. No shame. No shame. You go far." So I used this at this rich, high class, high maka guy. That we were too much pride. Was in a snowstorm. He got stuck. This guy, like me, no can shut up, no shame, gets stuck next to him. This guy not gonna get out of the car, hitchhike, that rich guy. Too much pride. Me, I don't like die, so I hitchhike. I got home safe. That guy died in his car.
Holy shit.
So that's the scenario I use. Like, if you're gonna shame, you're not gonna fall. You're not gonna make it. And I believe that, like, grab the mic.
No, it's fantastic advice, and it's funny that you say that because one of the things we ask all these different vloggers, obviously you're not an official vlogger, but you're definitely a performer. We always ask them during the podcast is like, what's your advice for people that are trying to start a YouTube channel? Because we want to help people start YouTube channels and get some of this gold rush I'm talking about. And all of them basically have similar advice, not exactly the way you put it, but it's like, just make the videos. Like, don't worry about what people think about you. Like, just make them and just keep going. And people aren't so worried about you. They're more interested in the entertainment factor of your experience and what you're talking about and the things you're showing. So like, that's fantastic advice, is just the no shame of it. Because even when we started, like the first podcast we did, which was a few months back, it was literally me sitting in here with the camera and just me. And I talked for like 20 minutes, and I watched it afterwards, and like I felt shame. Like I didn't like the way I sounded. I didn't like the way I looked. But I was like, fuck it. I just got to keep going. Like,
You know what is the word? One other word I live for? Wing 'em. If you got to practice, that's not good. Wing 'em. Go for it. Chance 'em.
And that is your practice, is by moving forward, right?
Because if you tell, okay, cut, we're cutting all day. Just go for it. Edit, whatever, what you got to do. So somebody told me this at one of my first shows. But people always tell me, hey, you got to think before you do. You follow your mind. You follow your mind, you get in trouble. You follow your heart, you can get hurt. I follow my now, your gut instinct. Bro. Go. If it's okay, go. So I said this. I forget exactly. Was at the car show, my big show. They said, Sammy, what do you think when you're always giving back to Shriners? I said, absolutely nothing. I don't think.
Just
And I
go
caught
from-
that, yeah. Because if I got to think for give money, oh, hang on, give money, that means it's not cause. It's not your cause. It's not your passion. It's not your gift. Right on the mic, and they played that back, and I said, wow. And that's how fast I answer. What do you think about when you're always giving back to Shriners? I said, absolutely nothing. I don't think. Just do.
No, your gut is
God,
never wrong.
Yeah.
You know what's ironic about that story? So, reading your text before we set this podcast up, I misunderstood when you were coming in, right? And I thought you were coming in yesterday. So, so me and Glenn come down here after work yesterday to set up, and literally my gut was telling me like you weren't going to be here. I just had this like weird feeling, and not that you would flake on us or anything. I just had this like gut feeling like I don't think this is going to go down. So like I went downstairs to tell the boys like, hey, if a dude shows up looking for me, Sammy, like tell him I'm upstairs. And at that point I texted you like, hey, we're getting set up. Like let me know when you arrive. And then you text me back like on the way to Manila Airport. And it was weird because it's like I was right. Like I had this fucking weird gut feeling that just wasn't going to happen yesterday.
I read them. I was wondering, what you mean set up? I thought you guys set up the day before.
No.
So, because you leave there on the 28th, I arrive again one day.
Yeah. I just didn't
read.
read the text right, and like I was thinking it was Monday, and you clearly put the right date.
Yeah.
I just read it wrong, but like again, my gut was for some reason just telling me like this isn't going to happen today. Like I just had this weird feeling, and I didn't know if like your flight was going to get delayed or you know whatever it was. And then when you texted me back, I came up here and I was like, I told Glenn, I'm like, I had some feeling it wasn't going down today. You know, your gut never lies.
Yeah, sure. So true. Follow your gut instinct, man. For example, big waves, and we was going at the canoes, the one-man canoes, and one bunch of us. And I felt that gut instinct. I said, I'm not going to go. So when I told the boys, hey, I'm not going. They said, why are you scared? No, I don't feel good. Sure enough, I never go. And it was rough. Some guys got hurt. So go with your gut, man. No listen to no one else but yourself. Yeah. And
So no shame and follow your
no
gut.
shame, bro. No shame. Go. Check them. Just go. And you know what? If you're going to hesitate to go on stage or on the mic, no go at all. You know what I mean? You're going to make ass.
Yeah, it's not for you.
And wing them.
Wing 'em.
Wing them. Just
I like
go.
that.
I think the first night we met you, the first time when we were all over there, you met up with us. I think we were at Viking Bar.
Oh, yeah.
And you got on. I didn't know you were like a talented fucking
Nah,
performer.
not talented. Just, I don't
But you just
Wing 'em.
go for it.
Yeah.
Like you grabbed the mic and you were singing and everything. And I was like, dude, this guy's badass.
Nah.
Like that's why last trip we kept making you sing.
Oh, I not can even sing good, but my voice not good, but I just chance them.
That's it.
Yeah, that's the only way you're going to find out if somebody tease you. Like I said about teasing, I tease myself so I feel comfortable. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
it's a good trick, man. And
It's serious. Like I wouldn't make it to high school if I didn't do what I did. I got bullied in anti-bullying, like teasing, and I could fight my way out. I would get lickings no matter what. But I teased myself, they would stop.
no, it's a good line
It's
of
like, yeah.
defense for sure.
Yeah.
It's like if you make fun of yourself, who can really make fun of you? You know,
Yeah,
it's just back to the no shame thing.
no
Like,
shame, bro. No shame.
Have no shame in who you are, what you're doing.
So believe it or not, that's how I got so much handicapped people out of the house, off the wheelchair and into the canoes. Only had one or two for years. I had to show my legs, walk around all these islands for say, wow, if the guy can, I can. Because I used to be ashamed with shots. Like, you saw my legs, oh, it's 2 pigs. But if these 2 pigs can, they can. I made history for Hawaii walking 6 Hawaiian islands.
Yeah, Albert actually told me about it.
Yeah, this island right here, I just was almost finishing. I had to go to Maka, to the trail, came out Halaiva.
Okay, on a point.
So the point, as soon as I came by Halaiva, I slept at a church on the floor. Cameramans and everything around me kept walking, and then somebody came, brother, be careful, I get this virus. I said, huh? I thought this guy was playing. I came around by Diamond Head days and days after. They said, bro, they might shut this island, you better finish your walk. Why, what's up? COVID.
Oh shit.
So I said, So I finished it, then I went to Colorado. I caught the COVID in Colorado. I flew back, I had a canoe race for do, 18-mile race. I felt a little bit, just landed. I felt funny, so I went to my daughter's house. I slept on the couch. My granddaughter woke me up. 3 days later, same place. I never know what was. Went to the hospital. 1 month later, in the hospital.
Jesus.
9 of us, 8 of them died. Only me walked out of that hospital.
Oh my God.
And that's why, when I walked up the steps, that's why I was talking to you, I was a little bit out of breath. They said I built a lot of scar around my lungs. I cannot really sprint or do things.
I didn't know you got COVID that bad.
Yeah, so when everybody's feeling about coming Philippines, I didn't care that much because I was bedridden.
Yeah, you're trying to live.
After 1 month of being in the hospital, it took me 6 months to get on good distance of walk. Every day I'll go 10 feet, 10 feet, 10 feet. They brought me down Bayfront. Had cameraman's videoing me. I was on the commercials for the vaccine. Everybody was hating on me because I took the vaccine. I said, but I took anything for live.
Right.
And I was the third person took the ivermectin in Hawaii. They said, you're deep in the woods. We have this bottle. And at 7, I show you the picture, it's 7 different IVs changed. And I had to sign this paper. And I said, what is that? They said, ivermectin. And all I remember is giving ivermec to my dogs and my friends, to the cows, to the chickens. But was the family of ivermec. And I had to sign on paper. And I said, I had nothing to lose. 8 of my friends died. So I took it. 4 days later, I stand up off the bed and say, hey, sit down, sit down. I said, I feel good. But that's how fast the thing was working in my body.
That's amazing.
But it took me a long time to get on walk and on exercise out there. I couldn't breathe. And then what I had on my mind was Philippines.
Back to the Philippines.
Yep.
Wow.
The Book of Job.
I had no idea you got COVID like that.
Yeah. I was making stickers. Anat Pao. Everybody said, Sammy, fight. I said, yeah, Anat Pao.
And you want to get back to the Philippines.
And for help people. That was my way of
for sure.
fighting back.
So back to the fundraiser, you literally walked around every island, right?
I walked on 6 islands. We couldn't do Niihau and Kola because it's not allowed. Honolulu was my last island. And then the governor and mayor gave me a proclamation. So I made history in Hawaii for walking the most miles for disabled. And every island I went, people said, cannot do that, cannot do that. It's not no can, it's how can.
Wow.
And that guy, Billy Kinoan, opened a lot of doors for me.
Yeah, he was a good dude.
So I got proclamation from every mayor.
If you don't mind me asking, how much money did you raise in that campaign?
I will share you something. Believe it or not, you're not going to believe this. When I walked the Big Island, I was raising money for buy 2 canoes, yeah? For put the disabled in the canoes. From Hilo to Kona, it's far. Took me days. Chris Tucker, Kiahi Tucker, the news guy, came interview me. Then my treasurer, when the treasurer said the amount, how much did you raise so far from Hilo to Kona? I think it was $299. Yeah, I cried. I said, I'm not crying about the money. He said, oh, it's a long walk for race for these canoes. I said, I'm going to have to walk to the mainland. But I said, it's not about the money. It's about helping these kids, but it's going to happen. And I never make enough money but Billy Kanoe would help me raise money for the rest of the canoes. And I got good canoes. I got Tiger Force 5, and I got Sonny Bradley Lightning. And in the canoe industry, if I had to match it with cars, that would be on Lamborghini and on Ferrari. Okay. And the people ask, why you get nothing but the best for these kids, but they're handicapped? I said, oh, God, wait a minute. I think they deserve more than us.
Yeah,
so that's why I got 2 good canoes for them.
That's awesome.
So by walking all these islands, I didn't raise too much, but what I did was open a lot of doors for.
You raised a fuckload of awareness.
Yeah, and raise awareness and help people that falling apart or giving up to never give up. That's my main saying behind my shirts. Never give up.
Yeah.
And in this shirt right here, I show you, this is the one, this is my foundation. OSMD Hawaii. And the reason why I use OSMD is Operation Sammy Muscular Dystrophy. And the reason why I use the blocks, block out muscle disease or block out whatever you got and never give up. That's like on stepping stone. So this is the shows I put on. I use a Big Island hottest car biking truck show.
Yeah, hold the other side.
My friend helped me with the art. I used the flames for hot because I trying to find one word that is the best. And somebody had super already, so I didn't want to use super. And then every year we come up with a different color background. Everything's same, just the background.
You got to get us one of those. We'll put it on the wall right there.
So this coming year show is going to be baby blue. So we put on a bully show, car show, bike show, all into one, like concert, all into one at the tennis stadium where the Ile Kanako is there. And whatever money comes through the door, that's what I give back to the kids in Shriners.
Oh, that's a great cause. Yeah. We'll come to this year's one.
Yes,
you said August, yeah?
Yeah, August 8 and 9.
Yeah, no, Single 40 will be a sponsor for sure.
Yes. So make sure you don't make your plane tickets August 8 and 9.
No, the timing's actually perfect because our trips are always 4 times a year, but there's a big work event where we load a ship, and it's the end of August, the end of November, the end of February, and the end of May. So early August, there's no chance we're going anywhere. So
nice,
it's perfect timing.
Nice. Right on.
We will be there.
And I'm glad this Single 40 YouTube channel going to grow because just from people asking me, where you from? I'm like, hey, you know Nick? Yes. And,
That's
and
awesome.
So I hear you guys' name. You guys too. That's growing. And you saw my my studio, my CR studio.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I was bored that night and I never like go no place. I said, I'll grab the
Oh,
toilet.
that shit was too funny.
That's the
man.
hose there.
Yeah, at first I didn't know what the hell you were doing or where you were at. And
Look like on glass studio.
and then when you showed the spit kit, I was
flushed the toilet.
dying laughing.
Yeah, so I make plenty of videos, but like I told him, I don't know mic, I don't know editor. So plenty of the videos is just stuck on my phone.
Just send them to us. We'll put them
not
out
doing
there.
that,
Yeah. Like that one we put up.
So I made one at Walmart just a little while ago and said, hey, I'm heading to a podcast tonight. See my 40 to big models to Glenn and Nick. I made one fast one.
Yeah, send it to us.
Yeah.
We'll post the shit out of that stuff.
But I'm glad I met the boys.
Oh, yeah.
You guys
No,
are good
likewise,
people.
man. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh.
Like we appreciate
An
it.
awesome party.
Oh yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
So you have someone help you with arranging everything and
Yeah, I mean, we don't do shit. Like we
Wow,
just
that
fund the
was so-
goddamn
that was
thing.
I
so
thought
well-
we were gonna be swimming and shit.
I know, I
was
thought-
like swim trunks and like it was like a big on event.
but I thought it was so well set up, like how everything went. Like wow, it was real professional.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
My girl's family set the whole thing up, and
Amazing.
they did from start
So
to
the
finish.
boys, the helpers, that's the family?
Yeah.
Are you on video for sure? I thought that was the workers. I went in the room. They told you.
No.
I was showing video I made with them. All the young boys, the Filipino boys.
Yeah.
And then I met the lady, the one who was judging with me. I
Yeah,
she was
Faith.
I thought she was American.
She's half, yeah.
Well, she is.
Oh, she have- oh, I thought
yeah.
she was-
She was born in the U.S. Her dad's actually born and raised in the Philippines. He moved to the U.S., joined the Air Force, and then he got
okay.
stationed in Clark. I believe she was born in Long Beach, but then grew up like as a kid in Clark, and then he got stationed back in California, and she moved back to California.
She said she was in Vegas for a while too.
Yeah. So she's gone back and forth her whole life between the two, but she's American born,
Oh, I thought she was just strictly Filipino. But
Yeah, talented lady. Like Adrian. So the
Boys from Adrian.
So the New Year's Eve, we went out the night before New Year's Eve, or whatever. We went out before that, and so the New Year's Eve we were kind of laying low, and the next day we were going to go out for New Year's Day, and we lined up all these podcasts, right? So like we had the studio set up at the Hotel Carousel in one of the rooms, and like this guy Chubbs was going to come on, another guy Keith was going to come on, so we were all ready for that. So I was just downstairs because I'd met the manager. The Wolfpack Group owns Carousel and the Carousel Hotel.
Yeah.
So I was talking to him inside the hotel, and he's thanking us for renting out the hotel and like staying with them and whatnot. And he's like, "Yeah, come down tonight, like have a beer, or whatever." So I knocked on Adrian's door. I'm like, "You want to go down to Carousel and just have a drink and hang out?" And he's like, "Yeah." So we go down there and we sit down, and it's early in the evening. And I guess he'd texted. He's good friends with her dad, and I guess they were coming to Walking Street, and so he said, "Meet us up over here." I didn't know they were coming. So we're sitting there, and like she and her dad walks in, and Adrian introduces. I'd met her dad before, actually, with Adrian sitting at his his street corner where he sells the shirts. So I said hi to her dad, and then she said, I meet her, say hi to her, and they sit down. And Adrian's like, "Oh, she just started a YouTube channel. Like she's trying to be a vlogger." And I was like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "You want to be on a podcast?" And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, we're filming tomorrow. Like, come around 10 a.m." And that's how, like, Adrian again. That's how we met her. And then the crazy thing about her is like I knew nothing about her, right? Like other than I'd met her dad before through Adrian, and in the bar, like I didn't want to talk to her because I knew I was going to podcast with her tomorrow, so I didn't want to start asking her questions like where you're from and all this shit. So I like straight up told her, I'm like, I'm being awkwardly silent because I'm going to podcast with you tomorrow, so I don't want to know shit about you. Like we'll find out tomorrow. And she like laughed, and so I went back to the room and I texted Glenn, "Hey, check out this chick's YouTube channel. Like I just met her. She's going to podcast with us." And he did a little bit of research on her that night. And the next morning we're having coffee, and he's like, "Dude, this chick's like been all over, done all kinds of shit." Yeah.
She had her own
I didn't know
show.
any of this, right?
I was looking up. Whoa.
And then we sat down with her and talked for like an hour, and just super cool, like awesome person, like with a great story, like. And she's trying to do something different than the celebrity thing. Like she's all about positivity and like, helping people heal, like a lot like yourself. And so instantly we're like, "Dude, you're awesome. Like so glad you came on." But she's part of the team now,
Yeah,
So
at the party, she came sit next to me, because at the bar was exchanging words, and then she came sit next to me. She said, "Sammy, tell me your story." And then we started, and then she told me her story, and then I look her up like, wow. You cannot judge the book by no cover. You cannot.
No,
like,
you can't, that's what I've learned doing podcasts.
Yes.
Like, you cannot.
And then she told me, "Oh, so what you doing?" And I told him a little bit why staying so long. She said, I can help you. I have contractors, I have engineers, I have people I can trust. And she was talking to me about trust issues and stuff. I trust everybody.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's great because this is like the community we're trying to create.
Yes. So the door that you and open and Adrian opened, you wouldn't believe one seed can bring so much fruits. You know what I mean? Like, unreal. Like the person you would never think, Adrian, right?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because, a street seller or
Street
vendor.
yeah.
But they can't open doors for people, you know what I mean? For example, if I talk at the schools and have 300 kids and 299 is on their phone not paying attention, but that one kid paying attention and he can home tell his mom, when that one seed will open the doors for a lot of people.
Oh, it's crazy how the world works like that.
I believe that, you know.
But when you put out positive energy and you treat people right, positive energy comes back to you. And then you start aligning and just coming across people that are all similar. And like that's kind of what we've created over there.
Yeah.
And just like meeting her was a blessing, just like it was meeting you. So no, it's been an awesome experience. But Adrian's a great guy, and everybody that knows him likes him. And then, you know, once you meet through him, it's like you're instantly connected because he's a good guy and they're usually good people, and it just you know, it just keeps multiplying, right?
Yeah.
So the funny thing about that night is Ruby came up to me and asked like who I wanted to judge the competition, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like whoever, just pick two people. Like I don't want to do it. And then like in my gut, I'm like, the perfect two people would be Sammy and Faith. And then she comes up to me after like 15 minutes. She's like, how about Sammy and Faith? I'm like, fucking A, I was thinking the same thing.
And she came up to me, Faith, her name?
Yeah.
She was whispering in my ear. She said, Sam, what you looking for? I said, a lot of things. She said, how you know? I said, I've been in a pageant all my life. My father run Sampaga pageant. So you guys know what is a borong Tagalog?
No.
You know borong Tagalog?
The shirt?
Yeah. So borong Tagalog is that Filipino shirt with all the designs in the front.
Okay.
And you use down the shirt. So I had to use that when I was young. But right now they call it high class people. Who is that? And you got to hold the girls' hands. So I've been around women since I was a little boy.
In pageants, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
So
so-
you were the perfect choice because she was in pageants.
Yeah. So she asked, what you look for? I said, you look for the appearance in not shame. That word right there, no shame. You know the ones who's walking down like, not the ones that, you can have the prettiest face, the nicest body, the best dress. If no one smile, you know can go far.
No, definitely.
A smile open doors. It's customer service, I call that, bro. You know what I mean? If you can, hey, come inside. What you want? That's what the guy look like. So I had one girl, like, she came down the aisle. Not, we call them borot, like, too high. No, she was perfect. Bring out the crowd. That's the best smile. That's the best body. That's everything all in one is right here.
Oh, she won because of her energy,
Yeah,
right?
right
She
there.
just had the first
there.
walk. Like she had
Right
the
there.
energy.
For example, I worked at the hospital for a long time. And the doctors cover the eyes when they do an autopsy and a bone donor. That's why. Because he said, this is the story. The face tells everything. You know what I mean? You gonna be grouchy, people gonna know you grouchy. You look mad, then when you said, this is everything. So when she came down the aisle, I said, that's what I'm looking for. Oh, but I don't get big boobs. No matter. You know what I mean? You can have the best looking Simon and it takes them all.
And she was the only one not wearing like an evening gown. Like she had a different kind of outfit, and she still dominated.
Yeah, that's what
all
it
because
is.
of her presence, right?
Customer service will bring in the best. You make the most money, you bring the most customers. And that's what I look for.
No, that was a good night.
Yeah. So we got blocked in. We was in the driveway for a while downstairs.
Oh yeah.
But I know when people are having fun, I never like go upstairs and tell people to move cars. So we partied downstairs a little while.
That was a cool house, yeah.
Oh, me. So that's a party hall house or made for...
Yeah, it's like a resort, they call it. I mean, different than like a resort you would call here, but yeah, it's basically for rent. It's like an Airbnb, I
So
guess.
you slept there that night?
We didn't. We went back to the hotel, but the family did. Ruby's family all stayed over there.
So
the
nobody
ones that set
swam?
up the party.
Nobody-
Later in the night, we moved the party downstairs because they had that beautiful pool table and pool. So,
I brought my surf shorts and I was swimming.
well, yeah, we thought it was like going to be a pool party, but then again, like I said, we weren't in the setup for it. So, obviously, they all communicated with the team and the angels and everybody. So they all kind of knew it was upscale, and all of us showed up with board shorts
I
on,
know,
thinking it was
we
like a
go-
pool party.
yeah.
But again, the weather was horrible that night, anyways. So it's like we weren't gonna be standing out in the rain.
But we
swimming,
always dress
so.
as Hawaii style, regular t-shirt
Yeah,
and shorts.
yeah. That's what I always tell them too. Like, you don't ever dress up. It's like I'm from Hawaii. Like I live in.
And you know what I
Hawaii.
noticed? Even the girls around me and the friends said, you see Nick and Glenn. I watch you guys. Are so humble, bro. You know what I mean? That's
I appreciate
true,
that.
true
I
loving.
appreciate that.
My main words is love strong. I watch you guys. You guys get plenty of love strong. Like somebody gonna brag and jump around. Like you guys know more that. You guys
No,
is
not at all.
professional, and I love you guys hard.
Yeah.
And him, I like when he said something to me like no filter. I love that. Like, hey Sammy, one song, eh? Yeah, laugh. I like people like that. You know what I mean? Because if not, I'm not gonna shut up. I'm gonna be on the
Yeah,
mic
yeah. He
all
said
night.
you give Sammy the mic, he ain't gonna give it back.
Yeah. No, but I need to hear real. You know what I mean? Like if somebody's singing, nobody at the heartfelt tell them no sing. You know what I mean? But good for have no filter, guys.
No, that's a great compliment, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
No, we love it. Well, yeah, man, we know you've traveled all day. Sammy actually literally flew in from the Philippines to Honolulu this morning, so he's had a long day, so we'll wrap this up. But we love you, man. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, thank you.
Anything we
Love
can
you.
help you with, let us know. Like,
Thank you.
It's been awesome, and I look forward to the many more times we're in the Philippines together and some of the shit we can get together and help people, because it's all about giving with,
Yeah.
no expectation, right?
And people ask how you stay young. Go Philippines.
Fountain of youth, baby.
That's it, man.
One smile keep the doctor away.
There it is.
Oh, check it out, guys. Hey, hit up my friends right there. Sing Wet 40, Brother Glenn, Brother Nick.
We appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sing Wet 40, HI to PI. Check them out.
There it is.
On
This
the
is
YouTube
the
channel.
HIPI man right
Nah.
here. He started it all.
And we didn't
just-
really even talk about that. Well, that'll
Oh,
be
you
another
can-
one. We'll
yeah.
we'll talk about
Yeah,
it.
I mean, we've mentioned your name a bunch. We'll keep this thing going for a minute. And every time we talk about, we've done like the tattoo videos I've sent you, and it's like we always say our friend Sammy from Hilo is the one that designed.
thank you, but
the
you guys
HI to
did-
PI. So it took a great design, and then we've pushed it forward as much as we can. And so if you ever go to Walking Street, you're going to see somebody with that tattoo, because I think there's over 60 now.
I think Aaron said over
Aaron
60.
literally hit me up on WhatsApp last night, told me he had 3 people at his shop that wanted it. And I said, go for it, bro. Like, I'll send you some money on Gcash. And he's like, done. So,
You did on him, yeah?
oh, yeah. And I tattooed it on him, and he had me sign my name underneath
So
it.
I know a tattoo artist, and I told you this hand. This hand is my Pili hand. Eh?
Yeah.
I tattooed HI to PI on Prince.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's nice.
You
His
should watch.
partner.
I get the video if you like check them out.
Hell yeah. No, give it to us. We'll post it.
So if you guys want to come check out August 8 and 9, Big Island hottest car biking show at Edith Kanakole Tennis Stadium.
Oh, we're there.
We'll be putting up their banners. People might be hitting it up you guys more right there.
Yeah, no, we'll sponsor for sure. We'll come make a video about it, too.
Oh, thank you. And that's the only big thing we have is Bear Monarch and our show
Yeah.
on the Big Island. So a lot of people will see your banners, and you guys will have a lot of new
I
subscribers.
love
for
Hilo,
sure.
man.
Yeah, come check them out.
I grew up in a country town in Northern California, and it reminds me of Hilo. Like,
Yeah.
the first time I ever went over there, I'm like, this is like where I grew up, but on the ocean. So
Slow motion, everything.
I've always
slow.
felt that connection to Hilo. So no, we'll definitely come.
Yeah, August 8 and 9.
But thanks again, Sammy. You're the man.
Mahalo.
We love you, bro. And we'll keep doing this.
Salamat.
All right, brother.
Thank you.